Okay, so I record these so that anyone can hop on and get the questions, but it is October 28th, so anyone who's watching this can look back and see the questions. But okay, so you guys are all new coaches. Oh my gosh, my husband is not home yet, so this could be a disaster in a second. We will hopefully maintain. But so I just want to be here to support you guys and answer any questions that you have with the time that we have. And I always answer questions on our big team calls too. But I thought that a good starting place would be to go over the back office with you because it can be really confusing kind of when you get there and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to find everything. And I personally needed a lot of help with this when I first joined, and I, just kind of had to figure it out on my own. So it's much nicer if somebody helps you out at first and just kind of gives you the ropes instead of you having to, find everything on your own. So, the nice thing about these Zoom calls is that I can share my screen with you. So does anyone have questions before we go into that? That doesn't really have to do with the back office, with finding your customer orders and how to see, when you have coaches and stuff to show you where you can see that, and just all the back office stuff. Does anyone have questions besides things that have to do with that you need answered right now? No?
Hi.
Hi, girl. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I just tagged you in that thing. I didn't know if you saw it or not.
No, it took me a minute to get the Zoom on I'm using my husband's computer, so it just took me a minute. I'm sorry for being late.
No.
I had a question about I've talked to several people about signing up for a challenge pack, and I know I haven't really spent a lot of time in the office yet. How do I sign people up through that?
Okay, so let me screen share so all of you guys should have gotten a new coaches packet. If you're not my personally if you didn't sign up with me, then let me know if you did not get the new coaches packet, because you should have, and that will help you a lot, because in that packet is hang in there, buddy, hang in there. In that packet is your new coaches folder, or not folder, packet. In that folder is your new coaches packet. There we go. And there is, y'all can see this, right? Everyone can see this?
Yeah.
So this is your Google Drive, and when you hop in there and you get the Inspiration Crew link, you'll be able to see everything in here. All of it is view only, just because we've had issues with people accidentally, altering things or deleting things. So it's view only, but everything in here is for you to access, to have. So for example, you just asked about signing people up. So there's a folder right here that's called Challenge Pack Signups. Oh. And in there, it's going kind of slow, but if it were to show me, when you go in there, there's different wordings to help you figure out what to give somebody. So if I said, Megan, I want to sign up, I'm ready to go. And you're like, okay, they're just doing a challenge pack. So then you look for the one that's, how do I sign up for a challenge pack? And it literally takes them step by step. It gives them, you'll put your link in, your website link, and then down to the very tiny thing of, okay, put your name here, and then choose this, and then this, and click submit. So it tells them step by step what to do, because it can be confusing on there. So in your new coaches packet is the link to this whole entire Google Drive. So you can access all of these, and you can make them your own. So if you just click on something, I don't know why that one's not working. Let's see. If you click on, why is it not working? Okay, well, for some reason, my Safari is being weird, but let me see if I can do it on Chrome. We'll try that. But so if you guys are not familiar with Google Drive, you know how you can make a copy of a document. And so when you do that, you can just save it as your own. And you can alter it. You can put your name in it. You can put your website, everything like that. So you could easily send that to somebody if they were looking to sign up for something, if that makes sense. You've been so good all day. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. That's so awful. Okay. I want to try to show you if it'll work. I don't know why this is going so slow.
I just didn't get to look at all of that yet. So I've been trying to do a little bit each night. So I just was making sure, because I got some people to I talked to a lot of people today about it. So just from posting that one picture on Facebook, I'm like, what? That's crazy. So
that is awesome. That's so awesome. Okay, so yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to hold on one second. Oh my gosh. Hey, can you chill out for like 2 seconds? Please? Okay, I'm gonna have to nurse them while we're talking. All right, mom life. Okay. So what was the other question that you had? Did someone ask another question? Sorry.
no, I just asked about how to sign people up for a challenge pack. But you answered, like, I can go and look at that folder. So
Okay, yeah. So that folder basically has all of the different steps for you to use to sign people up. So that's the easiest thing. You can also just send them to your website. That's what I've done too. But I do find that sometimes people will they'll have a hard time going through every single step because it can be kind of tricky. So the way that I have always sent it to people is sending them the actual steps like that.
Okay.
Does anyone else have any other questions, since I'm like can't use my hand now that I can share with you that aren't where I have to use the mouse?
Ashley, I have a question, not on back office stuff, but more on a name. Do you pick any name, or do you suggest using your name?
For a team, you mean? Okay, so it gets kind of complicated because, so you guys are all part of, my team since you signed up, if you're my personally sponsored coach. Even if you're not, if you're signed up with a coach of mine, you guys are all still part of the Inspiration Crew. So that's our team name. Now, we are part of a top 10 team, and that team is Team Inspiration, the team that I added you guys to. The only reason I added you to that page is so that you can have all the resources on there. There's so many awesome, scripts and just links to different things because it's been a team that's been something for longer than our team has. So I created the Inspiration Crew when I probably became a diamond coach, which if you haven't got there yet into your training is just a certain level of coach where you have 4 coaches under each side, each leg of yours. And 2 of them are emeralds, which means 2 of them have their own coaches. They have 2 of their own coaches. So I kind of waited until I had a few coaches underneath me to create my own team, but I was already thinking of a team and stuff, and I kind of already started, making a team page and thinking of names and things that I wanted my team to represent, that kind of thing. But it's never too early to think about that, but you definitely don't have to stress out and think, oh my gosh, I've got to have a name and I've got to create a team and everything right now, because you definitely don't have to yet by any means.
Yeah, I was thinking more on just creating a Facebook, because you would suggest making a Facebook page now, right?
Like a fit page, you mean?
Yeah.
That's another thing that is totally optional to you. You definitely don't have to do that either. When I started, the coach that I signed up with, she had a fit page, and so I was like, okay, that's what I need to do. Now, the one thing that I have, sorry. The one thing is someone talking? The one thing that I've enjoyed about having a fit page is being able to pull over my Instagram people from there. So, if I have that link to my fit page on my Instagram, and so anytime I have a recipe or something, that's an easy way for me to pull Instagram people over and just say, hey, because it's easier to message people and talk to them on Facebook than it is on Instagram. And so I kind of use my fit page as a place for just workouts and just recipes and food and things like that. And occasionally I'll post something about, sharing about coaching and that kind of thing. But I've kind of liked having 2 pages, but I don't post a lot of different content on it. So if you're kind of still just getting into the groove of Instagram and Facebook, those really are, it's really good enough. You don't have to do a Facebook fit page. There are some people who, I've got a coach who I think hers is workouts and waffles or something like that. And she makes all these really gourmet waffles. And so it's like a really cute page for her to have, because people kind of, they look for those pictures. They look for her different waffle recipes and things. So, and another coach has one that she loves to knit, and so she's included knitting into hers. So if you have some other kind of like hobby that you can kind of tie into it, then that's kind of a fun way to be able to do it too. But it's definitely up to you for sure. Some people find it a little bit more stressful to have, you know, a fit page and something else to also work with.
Right.
So, but I really don't put a lot of time into it. When you talk to some of the top coaches and they have fit pages and things like that, they put a lot of money into them because you can sponsor posts. So like you can pay $20 to have a post be just pop up in people's news feeds throughout the week, and you can target your audience. So you could say, okay, I want to target, you know, women that are 20 to 45, that with all these different keywords, you know, people whose profiles maybe have, you know, fitness in them, or people that are interested in clean eating or things like that. So that's where having a fit page is what people use that for. But it's totally up to you. So
Okay.
I don't have a good answer for that, because it totally, I mean, it's, if you want to have one, you can. I started mine as like a, hey, this is my, when I put my coach post out, I was kind of like, you know, I've decided to become a coach, da, 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 da. If you want to follow my journey, then feel free to follow my fit page. And I gave the link to it.
Okay.
Like how I announced my coaching. But then as I started getting into coaching more, I realized that I didn't really post anything very different on both pages, but I still use it and I still post on it. And I really use it more just to kind of be able to pull some people over from Instagram, because I can easily track, you know, people who like my fit page, and then I can add them as friends and chat with them and that kind of thing.
Okay.
So it just becomes another thing to use, but it's totally 100% up to you. You're not going to be not successful because you don't have a fit page. So
Okay.
and a lot of my coaches started theirs just, you know, a couple months ago after they've been coaching for quite a while. So it's up to you. I would kind of make sure that you get really good at one type of social media before trying to add in a bunch of other things, because then it just makes it really stressful. It's too many to keep up with, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. No, it does. I was thinking that maybe once I announced coaching, I would have a separate, just as a way to invite people into the community, but I don't think I'm there yet. So
it's totally up to you. And I have a lot of coaches too who will join, and they'll be really nervous about posting on their like their private, or not private, but their personal profile for Facebook. And I was totally the same way, but I will say that just taking the plunge and starting to go ahead and share, you know, all the healthy things that you're doing and how, you know, how great it makes you feel and all of that, having your actual friends and family see that makes it so much more rewarding, I would say. And there's, you know, if you create a different profile or you only post on a fit page, then you're missing out on that whole network of people that you're already friends with that can see all
right.
You know, they're going to feel more comfortable if you're, you know, they're following Angela, if they're following you doing PIO and stuff. You know, if they don't know anything about it, then they, you know, you can't share with anybody. But if it's you're sharing, you know, little bits and pieces on your personal profile, then, you know, there's a lot of people that you can be inspiring, whether you know it or not. And then, you know, months down the road, they might come out and say something to you. So that is the nice thing about using just your personal profile too. Or if you do, you know, make sure you post on both pages.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions about that kind of stuff, since he's being a pain right now?
I kind of have something to add on that. I'm not big on posting like I usually would post once every few days, because I don't want to seem like that annoying person that posts 3 times a day. So can I like ease into that and do like 1 in the morning, 1 at night, and then eventually, like she was saying, I'd love to get a separate page to where not everyone has to see all the posts if they don't want to.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, for me, and like if you look through my page, there's days where I post more than I normally do, or other days where I only have posted like twice, and I'm like, oh, well, today was a busy day. But, you know, usually what I try to focus on is they say post 3 to 5 times a day, which 5 is a lot. You know, I don't want to sit there. But if you can do like something in the morning, my rule of thumb, or what I always try to do, is post like one thing that's like motivational. So that could be a little motivational picture you find. It could be a picture of your coffee cup where you put words over it with a quote that you find, something like that. So I do something motivational, and usually that's in the morning. My second thing that I do is something that has to do with my workout. So because people are going to see if you're being consistent, it doesn't have to be a video. It doesn't have to be, anything extreme, ease into it, but it could be a picture. It could be a picture of your yoga mat and you put a little quote on it. It could be a selfie of you. It could be whatever you're comfortable with as you're kind of easing into sharing. So I post something motivational, something fitness related. And you also don't need to use like Beachbody in it. You don't need to be like, oh, this Beachbody workout, I very rarely ever use the word Beachbody in anything that I post. It's all, maybe I very rarely will say the program that I'm doing, but most of the time it's just like, I've got my workout in, you want people to see that you're just living a healthy and fit lifestyle. That's the most important thing. And then the third thing is I try to post something that has to do with one of two things, either like with my family, something with my life, maybe with my son, or if it's the weekend, something that my husband and I are doing outside to be active, something that kind of lets them in to my life, because as you start to have people follow you, they kind of get to enjoy starting to know more about you. So then, if they were going to choose, if they've been approached by a couple different coaches, and maybe they feel like they don't really know some of these other ones, but wow, Bailey really shares her life and I really feel like I could connect with her. You want people to kind of know a little bit about what you're about. If you're religious, you probably will have some Bible verses pop up, or just different things that people can kind of just relate to. So something about family, or I'll post something about food, like a recipe or some kind of healthy tip. You just want to kind of set yourself apart. If people were going to choose different people to follow on Instagram or on Facebook and stuff, why would they choose your page? What are they going to get out of it? Are they going to be encouraged and motivated? Are they going to find some kind of cool tips? Things like that. So just think of like 2 or 3 things a day that you can be consistent about every day to use.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. But definitely ease into it though too. Don't stress yourself out. So the more you try to put on your plate, the more overwhelmed and stressed out you'll be. And this should be fun. It should not feel like this burden of work that you're doing. It should be something fun.
Great, thanks.
Yeah. Other things? Okay, I'm going to try to switch him over so I can use my hand and show you guys a couple things. Okay, so on the line of talking about posting really quick, let me just show you this. So there is a website called, and it's also an app. I don't know what kind of phones you guys have, but it is an app on the iPhone. I'm not sure about the Android, but this is an app called Buffer. And Buffer allows you to, hold on one second. Okay. Buffer allows you to schedule out your post. Oh my gosh, I don't know why it's not working, but anyways, it's a website where you can pre-schedule your post. So if you have a full-time job or you're just busy all day and maybe that morning post is just not going to happen because you have to race out that your mornings are already crazy, it allows you to log in through Facebook or log in through your email, whatever you want to do, and you can connect different Facebook pages, profiles, groups to your account. And so a lot of times the morning time is crazy for me with him getting up and then eating and never knowing what's going to be going on. And so I can go ahead and write out my little post. I can put my little motivational graphic with it, and I can set it to post at 5:25 a.m. or whatever on whatever day. You can schedule out months in advance. You can schedule out just a day in advance or a week in advance. So for some of you guys who I know have jobs, that might be really, really helpful for you. And that's something that, I'm sorry, y'all. That's something that I literally just found out about, like months into coaching. So if I can try to help you guys with some tips and stuff while you're just starting, that will help so much. So that's a really good app. And then also in my packet that I sent you guys is a bunch of different, I'm not going to go through all the different like phone apps and computer apps and stuff, but those are some really, Canva is my favorite one on the computer. So if you guys are starting to do different challenge groups and things, and wanting to make little, or even just to make a cute quote graphic or put a cute background with something, Canva, it's like Canvas without the S, is online, and it's a great program to be able to create different graphics and stuff. So that's my favorite one for creating something to promote, a group or a challenge group, that kind of thing. Okay, let's see if I can show you the back office without him freaking out on me.
What was that app again?
The one I just told you about,
Yes.
Canva, Canva.
The one, I'm sorry, the one about sending the one about
the schedule app.
yes.
Yeah, that's called Buffer.
Buffer. Okay, sorry. Thank you.
No, it's okay. It's an app and it's on the computer. So if you guys have iPhones, it's definitely an app on the iPhone. I'm not sure about the Android. Okay, so this is our back office. So you know that when you sign in, you go to Coach and you look at your Coach online office. So I don't know how many of you have played. I think most of you guys that I've at least talked to have played around a little bit with it. So, oh wait, this is the wrong. Let me sign into my real one. So this is what your back office is. Actually, I'll do this one. When you sign in, the main things that you're going to do, have you guys all set up your website? Yeah.
I'm like halfway done with it.
Okay, awesome. That's something definitely to set up, because that's how people are going to order from you.
Yes.
So make sure that you get that set up first, and that's like one of the first things that I put on your packet for you, that you just need to do so you can give them a link if they ever want to order from you.
Right.
And the second thing is to set up your bank statement. So if you go to My Business, all the way at the very bottom is My EFT Management. And that's just where you connect your, that's where you connect your bank account to your account. Hey. And you can choose to do checks, but I personally like to do the direct deposit. The way that we get paid for anything, you guys know that you make 25% commission off of anything. And it goes into a direct deposit, and you're paid on Thursday. So Thursdays are your payday, and it's a week behind. So, hey, you need to stop. So for example, tomorrow my paycheck will be for sales of last week, if that makes sense. So you're paid a week behind. Any questions about that? It's pretty self-explanatory, but just definitely one of the first things we should do is set up your website and set up your bank statement, in case all of a sudden somebody wants to order from you and you're like, oh crap, I don't have my bank account linked yet. You will get the money. I think they'll send you a check even if you didn't have one, but it's just nice to make sure that you have it there. Questions about that? Nope. Okay, cool. Okay, other things. Or here, what are some questions that you guys have about the back office? Like what are you unsure about? What don't you know how to do?
Mine's like the legs part.
Okay.
And I know we talked about putting your spouse, and my question is, my husband, he's fine with doing that, but will I have to get him customers too, or how will that work?
Okay, so that's like a total loaded question. So when you guys are all probably at different points in your training that you're doing. But so one of your first goals as a coach, if you're wanting to actually work the business, is to become an Emerald coach. So that means for you to have, let me show you this. This is my second business center. So I don't even know what it really looks like. Here we go. Okay. So this is what your back office will look like. Now, depending upon when you signed up and everything, you might have people showing underneath you or above you, and don't worry about that. They are just part of the whole downline of our team. They only affect you because they help give you volume to your business, but as far as they're not your personally sponsored coach, if that makes sense. So they don't affect you. Don't worry about them. So, but becoming an Emerald is having you here, this is me right here, and having two coaches underneath you. One on, I want to use my finger, one on this side and one on this side. So that is becoming an Emerald coach. Now, you want to if you want to, a lot of people will sign up their spouse as a coach under them, like their spouse or a family member would work too, because they can work their business later on. So for example, hey,
Ashley, I'm not seeing the same. I still see the Drive, the Google.
Yeah, I see the Google Drive too.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I see you moving your mouse around.
Yeah, I see that too. I just don't see
Really?
what you're actually talking about. I see you circling, but
Okay, let's try this again. Let's see. Can you see that now?
yes.
Okay, that probably helps so much more. Wow, I'm glad you said something. Okay.
I think mine was frozen.
Me too.
Okay, sorry, I'm like telling him, he's like, is everything good? Is he okay? I'm like, no, he's crying, come on. Okay, so now that you can see this, I'll retell you where I just was at. So I'm in my business and I just clicked on my downline. This is your graphical genealogy. And so that's where we're at right now. So you can see you're at the top and then you'll have people above or below you. And like I said, unless they are your personally sponsored coach, that means that you personally signs them up with you. All these other people don't matter. So they're just in your downline. To become an Emerald coach, that is having one person on your left leg and one person on your right leg. A lot of people will sign up a underneath their weak leg. So for me, I'm clicking on myself right here and I'm going to look up here and you can see this is my left leg volume and this is my right leg volume. My weak leg is my right leg because it has a less number of volume. So Bailey, that's what you and I were talking about. That's how you find out which leg is your weak one. And so that's where you'll put your spouse. The reason that a lot of people do that is so that they can work their business later on. What that means is, for example, if my husband was about to go inactive or I really needed to add some more volume on my weak leg, I pretty much have his account that I can sign into and I can put an order underneath him. Does that make sense? So you kind of have the ability to kind of like work both sides. So it just kind of works to your advantage. And that really comes like really down the road once you have many more coaches and you've gone up in different ranks. And this is all very like preliminary and probably doesn't make a lot of sense because you haven't gone through your training yet for all of that. But as far as just deciding where to put that first coach, if you're going to choose a spouse, then you'll put them on your weak leg, and that's how you find your weak leg volume. Does anyone have a question about that? And we can do. I don't have to
them.
What?
Actually, can you switch people to different legs?
Yes, Maria, you can do. Would you be quiet? You can switch a person up to 72 hours after they sign up. So, and you just email, you can email Coach Relations, and that's how you would just say, hi, I'm going to switch Ashley Smith to my left leg, and this is her coach ID. As simple as that. So if you were to make an error, just make sure that if you sign up a coach, ask your upline, and I'm happy to kind of hop on a call like this and look at it with you real quick and say, okay, no, that's wrong. And so you'll email real quickly before it's too late. And they'll usually email back that day or the day after, and they'll have it fixed for you already.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to have to pause on this conversation so that we can do our team call, but we can do a follow-up call, or I can stay on a little bit after if you guys have time. I'm so sorry that he was not today and that my husband is stuck in traffic. So, hey, everyone else who's on, you guys get to see my joyful child crying. Oh, how's everyone doing? Good? You guys all look great. Stop. What are you doing? I keep on thinking that like he'll listen to me if I'm like, can you be quiet right now? Like, oh, I forgot that he doesn't listen yet.
He doesn't know English.
I know, right? I'm like, be quiet. And he's like, oh my gosh. Okay. So I just had to cut my new coach's call short because this is still already recording too, by the way, because of the baby. But hey, so goes life. It's just how it goes. So today is October 28th for those of you who are just now joining. or blocking it. And today, I don't have a ton to talk about, but I do have a few things that I was going to share with you guys. So I'm going to start with our team calendar, if I can get it to pop up here. Let's see. Okay. So for new coaches, every month on the Google Drive, I always create a calendar for our team so that you guys can kind of just have an idea of how you should kind of schedule your month out, and then you can either choose to follow it or totally not follow it, and it will not hurt my feelings. It's just kind of there to help you if you have questions. So let me share the screen with you. This is our November calendar. Can everyone see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, sweet. Okay, so here's our November calendar. We're approaching November, and I know it'll be crazy because a lot of people are probably traveling and things like that. But for all you new coaches, this is what it looks like. So usually I kind of just give you guys some tips in here too, like Sundays are a great day to share your meal prep. Tuesdays are a great day to share your transformations or to share transformations of other people, of maybe challengers of yours, of who doing a program or something like that. And as far as November goes, it will be pretty much the same as, it'll be pretty much the same as most of our other months go. But for myself, a lot of people are starting a group on the 2nd. So right now is a great time. I know it's been hard for some of you guys. This has been like a rough couple months for a lot of people. And it's been a couple months of a lot of people saying no and turning you down for different things. But I really do promise that if you are just consistent and sticking with it, that will be all those people that you've talked to they will know who to come to when they're ready to do something in the new year, which is awesome. So, I have created a group for the 21-day fix. A lot of people are going to be starting that on November 2nd. Most of you guys know that that's the program that's going off sale. It's the one that's on sale this month, but it's going off sale for at the end of November. So that's a great way to be able to share with people, to have something to do literally 21 days leading up to Thanksgiving. So we're going to start on November 2nd, and it takes them right to the day before Thanksgiving, which is awesome. So the way that I've kind of been sharing about that is just, sharing with people that this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be spending 21 days, keeping off the holiday weight that most people end up gaining from just treats and things like that. And it just kind of makes it fun for people to have a place to check in and share at. And most of you guys are in either a challenge group or you're in My Fit Club, or you're a coach and you have your own fit club. But it helps to have the accountability. So, and the 21-day fix is a way more specific type of program that it helps to have accountability with people that are just doing that program. So, if you have people that you want to add to that, I'll put the link on our team page so you can easily join in and add anyone in there. It'll just be everyone working through the 21-day fix for 21 days. If you haven't posted about it yet, I would share about that ending, because it's a great way to get people just engaged, and they have accountability for it, and it's such a great program. So that will start in the 2nd. The free group that I am doing, if you guys would like to jump in on it, or you don't like the idea and you want to do something else, that's totally fine. This was a group that I had created before I had Hudson. So it's called the Holiday Hit. Let me see if it will pull up. You guys see this still? Everything changing?
Yes.
Okay, great. Oh wait, that's not it. Hold on. So it is called the Holiday Hit Challenge, and I'm going to go to the challenge group folder here. Okay, so I'll just show you a couple of different things. This is the graphic I made for it. So it's going to be 5 days of different HIIT workouts. So I have started to film some of the videos. I haven't finished yet, but they're going to get a little meal plan. Okay, hang in there just a couple more minutes. They're going to get a meal plan in there, and then I have created different HIIT workouts for them to do. And we'll have videos that will be doing them like the whole 20 minutes. So they get to kind of follow you along. So it's like 20 minutes of HIIT that they get to do following somebody doing the actual video. So my success partner, Acacia, and I created this group a while back, and we've been filming the videos. But so this will be kind of a fun challenge. So it's more of like a workout centered one, not like clean eating or anything like that. They'll get a meal plan if they want it. But it's just kind of a fun HIIT challenge. So everyone can join in on that. All of you new coaches and stuff. This would be a great thing to post about. And so what I do is in our team calendar, I remind you when to start sharing about those free groups. And I think most of you are doing one right now, but it doesn't hurt to do one for November as well. So I always remind you, you could start promoting it on Wednesday or Friday, usually give them a couple days. A free group only needs a couple days notice because it's free and they just get to join in. What else? As far as November goes, again, the third week, like we always do, the sneak peek. And then I kind of left the week of Thanksgiving pretty open. So, you still want to be present and sharing and posting a little bit, but it's okay to take, a step back and enjoy Thanksgiving with your family and all of that. Is there any questions about that as far as the calendar goes? Anybody?
Well, I have a question about, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Who is this? So I know.
Okay, I'm Amber Pearson.
Oh, hey, Amber.
Hey, my computer's acting up, so I can't see anything you guys are doing, but
No.
at least I can listen. I had a question about the success partner that you said. What's that?
Can you ask that again? The success what?
A success partner, you said?
Oh, yes. Okay. So again, that's something that you'll learn in your new coaches training, but a success partner is basically somebody who you kind of work really well with, and it kind of just helps take the weight off of what you're doing every day. So, hosting different challenges, posting about things, thinking about what you're going to post in different groups and stuff. So my success partner, Acacia, and we work together and we kind of tackle all of our groups together. So like this holiday HIIT challenge, she and I thought of it together. We came up, I did the graphics usually because I like to do graphics more. She usually will come up with different cool articles and things to be able to share and post about. And then we kind of just work together. Oh my gosh, thank you. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Let me take the pumpkin.
Oh, thank you. Love you. There's my husband for those of you who are new. Okay. Now I can totally focus more. I'm sorry, Amber. Okay.
That's okay.
It just takes the weight off of having to do everything yourself. So there is actually a group, and I'll post it again. It probably got pushed way far down into our team page, but there is a group that we have in our big team network called Team Inspiration, and it's just for success partners. So it feels like a dating website almost, but you can go in and say, hi, I'm so-and-so, and this is, these are my goals. You want to make sure that you're kind of working with somebody who is kind of on the same level as you, if that makes sense. So when I met my partner, she and I we hopped on a call like this and we shared about our goals and stuff. It really was kind of all right, are we going to be able to date? Is this going to work out? Yes or no? And we both really wanted to stay home. We both were teachers actually. And we, had a goal to not be teaching in a year. And so, she and I were kind of on the same wavelength, and we both knew that we really wanted to push really hard. But so I would not have worked well with someone who maybe wanted to just kind of tackle this as a hobby and kind of just post here and there. So you want to make sure that your goals and stuff kind of line up, but it's somebody that you just kind of relate to, somebody that you get along with, and someone who you could see working with as a partner on your different challenges and groups. Does that make sense kind of?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. That's just kind of a brief thing, but I'll post that in our team page so you guys can look at that. And if you choose to do so,
Okay.
put yourself a little dating spiel and see if anyone gets with your goals and stuff.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. What else? Just trying to think of. Okay, I told you about the HIIT challenge. Told you about our November calendar. Does anyone have questions about the calendar? Anything else as far as what November is going through?
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey.
On the 29th, do we know that's already on sale, or is that a typo from October?
You are really muffled. Can you say that one more time?
On the 29th, it says share about the final sale of 21 Basics.
Yeah. Oh, that it's going off sale this month. Does that make sense? Or are you
Okay,
still
I thought
doing
this
now?
was November though, right?
Yeah, at the end of November.
Okay.
I just posted it like the day before the actual last day because I figured that.
So we already know it's gonna be on sale for next month too. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I don't think it is. I won't know until the end of this week. So once I get that email, I'll let you guys know.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised since it's like flipping on sale every month, but it seems like. But new coaches, every month there's usually 1 or 2 programs that are on sale. And on sale, it means that they're usually like they drop down to be like the 140 challenge packs. But the 21 Day Fix is their favorite one to put on sale. So it's been on sale like a lot this year. It's like our joke. So, but I will let you know when I get my leader email what the actual one on sale is. So, okay, so that's how the calendar goes. New coaches, if you have questions, please just message me or call me or whatever. It's totally fine since there's so many of you. Okay, other couple of things I wanted to check in really quickly with those of you, because a lot of you guys posted your Fit Club stuff to this week. How's that going? Did you guys actually move over into it? Did you personally invite your old customers? How did that go? Chirp, chirp. Anyone? No? Nobody wants to tell me how it's going?
I'll tell you.
Okay.
I started mine yesterday and I brought over, I think I have 6 people, but I like sent them a message and I just kind of asked them if they wanted to be a part of it because I didn't want to just throw them in it and not have them know about it.
Yeah.
But it seems that they're the ones that have been with me from the beginning and they're just kind of following me with all the groups that I'm doing. And they're all excited about it. And I've actually gotten like new leads through them by adding them to these groups. So I haven't done much else to it. I'm going to focus on it more on Monday, but I mean, it seems like people are still really excited about it because I feel like a lot of people, at least the few that I have in my group right now, fall off the train kind of at the end of the month. So when I restart a group, they get all excited again because I start doing more incentives and I add like videos or I'll just like, advertise for different types of things. And then they start questioning, like what's going to be different this month or whatever. So this month I'm like promising to do like giveaways and stuff. And it seems to have really gotten their attention. So hopefully I can get a few more in there.
Yeah, that's fun. Doing like giveaways, doing like different challenges and stuff, or challenging them all to post some specific type of picture underneath a post, or the thing that I'm creating for ours or for my Fit Club for next month, November, is that No Excuses November idea. So every week I'm going to share, different tips to combat the common excuse of time. I don't have enough time to be healthy or to live a healthy lifestyle. And so every day I'm going to share something with them that has to, of how they can kind of break through that one excuse. The next week is, I call it the start-stop syndrome. Like I can't be consistent with a single program. Like I can't find something that I like and I can't stick with it. So how to combat, that excuse. So that's something that I'm putting together that you guys can all use in your Fit Clubs too, because people can always use that kind of tip and things like that, or just in your challenge groups that you're doing. So, but that's awesome, Shannon. That's great. Rachel, did you guys start yours, or Jenny? I can't remember who else I saw. Marla, I don't know if you're on though. I don't see her.
Yeah, I had started mine before, but I started it like after my first challenge group, but with my past challengers, but it like they weren't really checking in very much. So I sort of like revived it, and I was worried about that, but it's been really successful. Like people have checked in every day, and I sort of just like reset the expectations, and I'm doing No Excuses November 2 starting next Monday, so that kind of got them excited about it too. So it's going really well now.
Good. That's awesome. Yeah, I think just kind of keeping up the posting, and it doesn't even have to be, like that you post every day, but just making sure to like comment on their stuff too, and just continuing to keep the momentum going, and carrying even in that that success partner idea. It doesn't have to be just for coaches, but it's kind of nice to have, like Angela's she's been in my Fit Club for a while, and it's been nice to have people that are they've chosen to be paired up with each other, and they just tag each other and everything, which is it kind of makes it fun, almost like a game. Like tag, you got to check in now. So that's cool. I'm glad they're going well. anything else for anyone else about their groups or questions or concerns, or you need help with your fit clubs or your groups? No? Okay. The one other thing that I had was just making sure to utilize the 21-day fix really like that it's going off sale, because that is such an awesome thing to be able to use for, I don't know, I was watching a call and I just can't remember who it was right now. I'll have to look for it, but it might have even been Micah's coach, Jalen, but she was talking about how it's so awesome to get people to start with it on the 2nd, because it'll literally carry them straight to the day before Thanksgiving. They'll be able to enjoy Thanksgiving, and then they could start another round, and it will take them straight to Christmas. So to give people some kind of fun thing to be able to do with a group of people, like I said, I've created that group, and I'll post the link in our page now that it's ready. And to have people that are only doing the 21-day fix in that group will be really successful, I think, to have a lot of people staying on track, and it'll be a big group with a kind of rallying to keep off that holiday weight and everything like that. So that's a really great way to share about it. If you haven't been doing it or anything, preview one of the workouts and post a couple moves from it or something, and just, share about it that way. But that's too good of a thing to not share about before the end of the month. So you've still got, like 4 days, I don't even know, 3 days, whatever day it is, to share about it, to get more people on. So that's a really great way to help people, because it's nutrition and it's the fitness together. And it's like one of our best programs for sure for being able to help people achieve their goals and to keep off that dreaded holiday weight that they always freak out about. So, but I know for me, I am approaching on November 3rd is when I signed up as a coach. So last year. So I'm like approaching my 1 year time. And so for all of you who are saying that it's like the hardest time and everything, like I totally can relate. That is when I signed up right now. So I just put myself out there, and I didn't let people know that I was nervous. I just kind of did what I knew that I needed to do, and it gets more comfortable and it gets more, just normal. And now I can't really like imagine a day where I don't post my food or I don't post like my workout and stuff. And I know like half of you feel that same way because you've been coaching for a while too. So, but I promise you that doing that kind of stuff months down the road when January hits, or even like after Christmas, right before New Year's, like the New Year's time was like one of my biggest months ever. I think I hit like Success Club like 35 something, because so many people were wanting to get on board. And because I had been sharing for like a month and a half, people knew who to come to. They knew somebody that was into fitness, doing something that was hosting different groups to hold people accountable. So that's why it's so important to be consistent no matter what you're doing. Even if you're having a bad month, it really does help, because they're going to come to you instead of somebody else. If you're sharing and kind of talking about your lifestyle and things like that and encouraging them that way. Let's see, I'm trying to think. I don't really have a ton of other stuff besides that, because it's the end of the month. We're kind of finishing out everything. Does anyone have specific questions or anything like that?
I have a quick question, Ashley. When I bought the 21-day fix, when I did my first challenge pack, it cost $160, and I had a couple of people asking me about the price, and I know that it's on sale, and I can't remember if it was on sale when I bought it. So right now it's at $140. Does that price stay at $140, or does it add because of shipping?
It goes back up. It depends on the month. So this month it's $140, but when you signed up, it could have been $160.
Okay.
There was one month where there was a glitch, and it was showing as $160, but people were getting discounted back or refunded back the $20. But for this month, all of this month, it's $140.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So every month it's different. Other questions about that? Yeah, so some of you guys who are joining as coaches, because a lot of you guys have been challengers of mine or have been in other things, like share about some of your workouts, starting to do that like on your personal profile, because that can get some people turned on to different ideas too. And Mary Catherine had a good idea too. I don't even think she's on this call, but she's been posting a different transformation picture every day of the 21-day fix. And that's a really great idea. I think some of you guys have been doing that too. But that a picture is worth 1,000 words. So people can see that transformation that's just in 21 days, which is awesome. Other questions? I don't have much else for me. This has been a ridiculous week. So I'm sorry I don't have any golden nuggets for you guys today. It's been a long week. Any other questions? Even if you're a new coach and you guys have questions. I
Now I just have a big old to-do list.
Yeah, for sure, right? That's good though. All of you guys that are new, just get into that training. It helps so much. Even some of my coaches will tell you that later down the road, if they skipped over it or didn't do it, they went back and did that training again, or they forgot a lot of stuff and had to go back and start it over, because it really does, even though it's kind of tedious and it's boring at sometimes, it really does help, because it's designed to tell you all the main first things that you should be doing so that you can be successful and not be overwhelmed. That's like the main thing. It's just to share with you everything that you need to know so that you're not freaking out and trying to find everything, because it's, it's all laid out for you.
Perfect.
Ashley,
I have a question. Oh.
That's typical.
Is that Jenny?
Yes, Maria.
Can I go? Because I'm newer. Okay. And maybe other people have this question too.
Great.
So I've been coaching for about 2 months, and I've kind of gotten 2 different responses from people. Okay. One is like who I'm reaching out to. One is people are interested and they want to do it, and then the conversation just sort of takes off. The other people who I reach out to, I kind of get the like, oh, you're so inspiring, like pat me on the head, good for you. And then they don't want to talk about it anymore. So what are some things that you all say to sort of lead, I don't want to just jump in and be like, what are your goals? With maybe they don't think they need goals. What's a good transition link to try?
Are these people that you're talking to about like challenge packs or like free challenges, or just like anything in general?
More just in the reconnecting conversation with people.
Okay. I know for me, like if I've like started to talk to them and I'm kind of like starting to invite them to something and so in this conversation, have you invited them to anything yet, or are you just still talking to them?
I think I've had both ways.
Okay.
Like some people just immediately just like drop out of the conversation and they don't, and maybe that's normal.
Yeah, that's like totally the wave of coaching. So
okay.
You'll have people where I hate how Facebook Messenger, like where it'll show you like they've seen your message and you're like, hello, like, why aren't you answering me? I know you saw my message.
Yeah.
You'll have people like that who you could literally follow up with them 5 times and they will not answer you back because they just, maybe they're conflict avoidant. I have no idea, but you will have people like that. Then you'll have
like I've had several people like I don't even get a no. I just get like they've stonewalled me and they just don't even want to talk to me anymore.
And it is not just you. I get that all the time too.
Okay.
So you will have people who just won't answer. You'll have people who will never see your message and you're like, okay, why are you on Facebook if you never check your messages? And then you'll have some people who will see it and they'll maybe say, they'll maybe talk about something that has nothing to do with what you just asked them. Like we have coaches that are like, they're totally avoiding my question. Like they're talking about something else and not answering my one question. So for me,
but like usually they say, oh, I've seen your posts. Like you look so great. You're an inspiration. And then we talk about other things.
Yeah. So like when people say that to me, I'm like, thank you so much. Like that makes me so happy. I'm so glad that you're encouraged by my page or, encouraged by whatever social media site you're talking to them on. And then usually they'll say something back or maybe they won't. And that's the kind of person who I've already opened that line of communication. So when I have a free group, I would always go back to them and say, hey, like I know we talked a couple months ago or we talked like a week ago, I'm hosting this free challenge. It's going to be really fun. We're going to be doing a different HIIT exercise every single day. And I have an awesome meal plan. I don't know if you'd be interested, but you just came to mind. And so I thought I would invite you. That's something that I would say to somebody and they could never answer. They might say, I don't know. I'm not really into clean eating. I don't really want to do that. Or they might be like, yeah, add me. And they might never post to the group. They might never say anything, or they might be super active and become one of your challengers. You just never, ever know. But having that conversation with them and being able to kind of just open the lines of communications, whether they're added or not, or whether they're added and they don't do anything, there's still somebody who is at least getting to see you be a coach. They're getting to see you encouraging everyone else, seeing what you do and seeing the kind of person that you are. And that eventually down the road, those kind of relationships have always turned into something for me. Whether they're really giving anything at all and you really think that you might think that they might not be interested at all. And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, I really want to sign up for that. And they're just ready. So.
Okay.
Maria,
Yeah, go ahead.
Maria, one thing that I've been saying over the past like 2 or 3 weeks that's gone well, when people say like you're inspiring, I love following your posts, you know, like what Ashley said, thanks, like it's so nice that you're following my journey. But I've been asking a question like, are you into health and fitness too? I love like finding other people that, you know, are passionate about it. And most of the time they're like, I'm trying to be, I would like to be, but da, da, da. And then they share their struggle, and then you have an answer to say like, I would love to help you with it, and all of that. So you sort of like learn what their struggles are just from that question. Are you into health and fitness too? And then the other question, and then if they just say like, yeah, I would love to like sometime do one of your challenges, and then they just kind of leave it at that, like I have been asking, well, like what would be holding you back from just joining like next week or whatever?
Yeah.
So what would be holding you back? And then are you into health and fitness has worked like really well for me the past 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
And that's like always something scary to say too, because you're like, well, that's almost seems kind of like forward, like what are they gonna say? But like you have nothing to lose, and if you're not being you're not being rude about it, you know, you're being very well intentioned, you're being sweet, just like Jenny said, well, hey, like, are you into health and fitness too? Like, that's so cool, you know, being really genuine and stuff. You're not thinking that I'm being a jerk by asking you that. You're like, oh, cool, she really wants to know.
Yeah. And it's so open-ended that like I'll get replies like this long of them sharing, of them, you know, talking about like their story, basically.
Okay, cool. Some good
okay,
tips.
I have to say too, like, sorry. Hey. I was like struggling this whole month, right? And I was like, God, nobody looks at my post, you know, whatever. And then all of a sudden out of nowhere today, I got like 2 to 3 messages from people that I hadn't talked to since like August, when I like first started. And they were like, oh my God, what are you doing? So I was like dancing around the kitchen, right? But it just, oh my God. You're like, yeah.
That's awesome.
It showed me like that consistency in posting and being committed to what we're doing. It does pay off. Like it really is planting seeds. I know that's so like cheesy, right? But it's true. So just keep going. Like don't give up.
I know I haven't been doing it very long yet to like have a whole lot of like a turn, like come back around. But I just need to be consistent all along the way.
Yeah.
This is my 3rd month, so I'm right there with you.
And it's hard to like, because you will see some coaches who like the first month that they sign up, they're really successful. Like they have a ton of people sign up with them. And then you'll see other coaches who, you know, don't have anyone sign up with them for, you know, 3, 4, 5 months. And then all of a sudden they just skyrocket. You just never know, you know, it depends on your network, and it depends on the people that you're, you know, working with that are seeing your stuff. But that's what Stevie said is so important. That's why I tagged you guys in Micah's video today too. I'm like, do not give up. Like I know that the holidays are so rough, and it can be the time people are like, nope, trying to save money, you know, and they go buy like some really expensive purse or something. Yeah. I don't understand, but people will just do that. But the more that you're consistent, and the more that you don't just give up, or you don't, you know, leave a bunch of time between when you're posting and sharing your journey, people really, really do notice that. You know, if you think about people that you follow on Instagram or follow on Facebook and stuff, and they're maybe fitness related, like you would totally notice if they all of a sudden didn't, you know, they kind of just vanished for a little while. I would, or at least I would know from some of the people that I follow kind of religiously and kind of check in on every couple of weeks and stuff. You would see that. So it's just important to be consistent. It's like the most annoying word I know, because you hear it all the time, but it so does pay off.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Okay. Someone else had a question before.
I did. Your event for giving people like your open house, like what is a challenge group or what is a fit club that you had your event, and I think Michelle and Rachel, Michelle and Laura are doing it now, but would you do that again?
Yes, I would. So
like, was it successful enough to do it every month?
Hold on, I'm trying to Zoom or trying to screen share it with you guys so y'all know what she's talking about. Rachel, I want to hear from you too, hear how yours went.
Yeah, I loved it.
I don't know what that was, but so Rachel and I were talking about this because obviously we both live in Georgia, and we were at the Super Saturday together. And all of you guys saw this video if you went to Super Saturday, but oh my gosh, what's her name? Stephanie Davies pops on for a second, and she was talking about a great way that she kind of shares about challenge groups. And she had the idea of an event. And so I've never thought about doing an event for a challenge group. Like, we've always done them for, maybe joining for, a free group, or maybe do it to invite just specific people to like a sneak peek into coaching. But she had the idea of doing an invite for an event for just learning about what a challenge group is. So for me, I've been posting about challenge groups for almost a whole year now. And so I really liked this idea because it's something that people who maybe just don't have the guts to say that they want to join one, or they don't have the guts to ask me questions about it or whatever, were able to just either say that they were going, or also they could just see they posted it on my page. And I noticed a lot of people that didn't say that they were going, they were ones liking the post, and they were ones that sent me messages and stuff. So the way that Rachel and I kind of talked about it too, and just thought about, what kind of things would we share? Obviously, you want to share about, okay, that was the very first post. You'd want to share about what are the workouts that they would do in there. So I made like a quick little video about the different workouts and the, like why I like them and different ones that I've done. And then I kind of gave some links to different workouts that are my personal favorites. And then the next day I gave them some information about Shakeology and why I like it. What kind of benefits I have found. I didn't notice nothing in here talks about pricing. Like, I don't want to unload on them that it's this much up front and this is what, you want to just like share the value of everything with them. So I was able to share about Shakeology. And then the next day I kind of shared with them, what is this idea of a fit club? Well, which is what I call it, but a challenge group, what is that, and so I kind of shared a little bit about that, why I created it, that it's for accountability, for that, their journey is more than just 30 days or 21 days. And so, I want them to have a place to find some accountability and motivation and support and that kind of thing. And then the last thing I did was actually invite them to join it. So I invited them to find out more about that Fit Club, to talk to me about pricing, about what's included, that kind of thing. And I used my graphic that I was using for kind of introducing some people into the November challenge. But that's kind of how I structured it. Rachel, I think you did something very similar, but what did you like about doing an event?
I liked it because it made following up with people a lot easier. I think, like, some of these people I had been talking to since like June, and they've just been kind of like dragging me along, the whole time. So it was really easy to not, for like the fourth time, follow up and ask, what I mean, or whatever. It was just nice to invite them and then give them a even more inside look, and I had one person sign up and another person I'm talking to, and then actually 2 people sign up through it, and another person I'm talking to right now. But I haven't had a lot of success lately with my just like posts about joining my groups, kind of like what you were saying, like, what you've been doing a while over. And so it was nice to just do something different, I felt like.
And I think that's what she and I both like too, is just that it was something different. Something about an event is kind of fun. It's like, and doing videos, like, if the more that you can just be present and let people see who you, like, even on Instagram, I've been trying to do like just random little videos of me like talking and stuff, because it just lets people know who you are. Like, you're not just this picture behind words or anything like that. It's like they get to actually like hear your personality and hear how you are. So for me, I really enjoyed getting to do just like some funny videos. Like, I have like no makeup on and all my hair is like ridiculous. I've probably been like split up on like in half of my videos, but it's just like I'm just human, and so it's just kind of fun to get to pop in every day on an event and share with them a little bit about what is a Fit Club, and why do I like Shakeology and all that kind of stuff. They probably see tons of people posting about it and things like that, but to actually get to hear about it and hear from you is kind of cool. So I really like doing it.
It was nice to be able to like express that with just like, versus just like writing to them about that. There's only so much you can get through to someone when you're writing them.
Yeah, absolutely. There's only so much you get through text, so it's nice to be able to verbalize it. But I think that we should definitely, or actually what I think that we should do, you guys can tell me since we're out here, that we should do our sneak peek like this next month instead of an actual group, do an event. What do you guys think about that? Yes, I see lots of heads nodding like this. So in that way, everyone can kind of just like pop in and post and stuff. Like it doesn't have to be I don't know. I just think it's going to generate a little bit more activity and things like that. And it'll be something different than doing like another sneak peek group. It's just like, hey, we're going to have an event, and it could even be, one day if y'all wanted it to be. It doesn't even have to be a whole week.
Yeah, I was going to say sorry, Ashley, the thing that Micah did, the backstage, that got me more responses. And I think people saw it so quickly instead of like digesting it over a week. For some people, that's a long period of time. So I don't know if we want to try to do a 24-hour thing or a one-day thing.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the 1 hour was a little bit too smushed together. It was like, oh my gosh.
It's overkill.
Yeah, and I can't even remember some of my newer coaches. You guys were part of that backstage pass, and we were all laughing like we were like, holy crap, so much information. All of us, I'm like trying to answer their questions, and I'm like going back to our message thread that I had with them. I'm like, I'm sorry if I missed your questions. Like, just ask them here because this is like ridiculous. So much good information, but like a lot all in an hour. So I like the idea of maybe like a day or like a 24-hour thing, but I want you guys to be on board with it too. So does anyone have like hesitations about that, or you really want to do a full week-long group? Like I'm happy to host that as well if you guys want it to be that way. Anyone not like the idea of an event? No? Cool. Well, we can try that then and see how it works, because I like the idea of an event too. It's just easy, and it's not another group that people have to join. It's just an event they get to go to and then it's gone. People like that a lot better too than having like a bunch of groups that they're a part of. So yeah, we can try that. Other questions? Anything else?
For the event for your fit club, would you suggest doing that like 2 weeks before you are wanting to do like another challenge or within your fit club or a challenge group, like 2 weeks? Do you think that's a good thing?
I started to do it like a week before, and then a lot of times it takes me longer to start to talk
Yeah.
to them, get them all ordered, and that's just not enough time.
Mhm.
So definitely doing it. And like a lot of times if I'm just like, hey, I haven't really had any new people join the fit club, like I'm just gonna post about it today. That's why I really like having a fit club, because it doesn't have to be for like a specific month. It's just like, hey, I think I could take on a few more people to kind of, join our group. So I'm just gonna share about it. So it kind of makes it nice that you have that flexibility. Other questions from anybody? Anyone else? No. Hey, Marla, there you are. And Michelle. I didn't see you guys earlier.
I came late.
That's okay. We're all good. You guys missed all you new coaches are troopers. I'm like, Hudson was sleeping so good, and I like got my workout in, and then like on cue, right as it was 7 o'clock, I'm like, are you kidding me? And he's like crying, and I can hear him downstairs too. It's perfect. But okay, well, if you guys don't have any other questions, this was fairly short for most of you, which is good. But if you have other questions or you think of things, just text me or call me or message me. I'm always here. So, but other than that, finish out October strong. Remember, those of you who are, I don't know if anyone's pushing to be an Emerald coach by tonight, but if you are, you can be, you have to get your Success Club, but you'll get those free leads for next month if you're pushing for that. So make sure you have Success Club if you're Emerald, because you get those Shakeology leads and free customer leads. So did you guys see that post in Micah's team page about that? About how much like commission and how many free, like how much free money basically that she's made from just hitting Success Club every single month. I mean, that's huge.
Wasn't it like $35,000 or something?
Yeah.
Like something crazy like that.
Ridiculous. So I'll have to go back and I'll pull mine from when I've had it for a month, because I've hit Success Club 10s every month since I've been a coach. So I'll have to pull mine too and see how it compares. I mean, she's been coaching way longer, but how it compares to that, because that's pretty awesome. I mean, it's literally for you having a goal and you hitting it every month, you get all these free people, which is just awesome. And some of them do turn into challengers and some of them don't, but still pretty cool. It's a good goal to have for sure. Okay, that's all I have. So I won't keep you guys. You can go hang out with your families since it's late for most of us. But yeah, okay. So finish out October strong and post about the 21 Day Fix, because not like a graphic, not like the 21 Day Fix graphic, but like share something about it, or share that we're doing a No Excuses November, where every week they're going to have, you know, different tips to break through different excuses, you know, and things like that. It's just such a good program to be able to share with people who need help with nutrition and stuff. New coaches, you guys can use that as a way to say, you know, I'm starting my first, or I'm starting on a program on November 2nd, and, you know, I would love to have some people join me. If you're interested, just, you know, let me know. You don't even have to say anything about a program. Then when they message you, then you can kind of share about some different goals that they have, that you can talk to them about their goals, and then kind of ease in with different, you know, different ways that you can help them through a program or through Shakeology and that kind of thing. And then you can lead into the, you know, it does cost a little bit of money, but it's so great to get all these different, you know, you get the accountability, and, you know, you get to share everything with them. So it's not, you definitely can post about it too, even if you're a new coach, if you want to, but don't just be like, hey, buy the 21 Day Fix. Don't say that. So, okay, I'll really let you guys go now. Let me know if you need anything. If not, I will save this. Actually, all of you old coaches can pop off. If you're a new coach and you still have a question about the back office, you can stay on, and I'm happy to show you a couple of things really quick. Thank you. But the rest of you guys can go.
Bye.
Bye, thank you.
Bye, guys. See ya. Okay. Hey, girls, you guys still need to have some questions?
I had a quick question. So I'm trying to get, you know, I'm spending some time tonight on my my website, and going to do everything that you told me to do. But I had a quick question, like, what if someone says, I don't really want to do the 21 Day Fix because I'm going to do my own exercising, but they want to know more about like the Shakeology and the recipes. How would you go about how would you answer that kind of question?
You will get that a lot, or you'll get vice versa. You know, people who just want, it's easier to just do a program because that is a lot cheaper, you know. So for example, like most of the programs are like $140, and that's, you know, the workout plus Shakeology.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you'll have people say that they just want Shakeology, and what I always say, because Shakeology by itself is like, it's $130, I think. And so for me, I'm like, that's so great. I'm like, would you be interested in trying a workout? Because it's pretty much saving you money. Because instead of them spending, you know, later on they might decide, okay, I actually do want to try the 21 Day Fix. Well, instead of spending, they just bought Shakeology for $130, and then they buy it separately to get 21 Day Fix for like $70 by itself. It makes a lot of sense to get it together for $140. It's $10 more. So I always, if people just want Shakeology, I always say, no, that's great. You will be saving money if you wanted to actually try a program out with it. You know, would you want to see a video of the 21 Day Fix, or, you know, whatever. I always go with whatever program's on sale, if I think that they would enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Because then I just tell them, you know, it's literally like you're getting it for $10. So if you just want a workout program, if not, I totally understand, but I just wanted to give you the option. So I do that a lot. And then, you know, as far as like adding them to groups and stuff, it does become tricky because you don't want them to be, you know, like promoting other things, you know, that aren't from Beachbody, because most of the time everyone's kind of got that thing in common. You know, they're in a group,
right,
all doing a workout together. And it's not necessarily the 21 Day Fix. It's, you know, it could be PiYo and, you know, Size and all the other different workouts and stuff too, but it's at least all Beachbody related. But I still have girls that are in groups like that too, that just are on Shakeology, and they like to run, or they do some online programs and things like that that are not Beachbody, and I still let them in because my main goal is to help them, is to, you know, help them be accountable. And a lot of times from them being in groups and stuff, they'll see, oh, Megan's been posting about the 21 Day Fix so much, like, I think I want to try it. And then most of the time they'll kind of circle back around and become somebody who wants to try something like that. But you absolutely, they don't have to buy the 21 Day Fix. They don't have to buy a full challenge pack. They can buy just a program. They could sign up for a free membership just to get the on-demand for 30 days for free. You know, there's so many different options that they have. There's no right or wrong way. And it's kind of up to you too, how you want to run your business. You know, some coaches are like, no, like I will not work with anyone unless they get a challenge pack. That's not how I feel. Like I just want to help them. And so if they want to try Shakeology, if they just want to buy, a sampler pack, or they just want to get they just want to use me as a free coach, then I'm going to help them however I can. Because most of the time, after they've seen your devotion to them and you helping them and getting them in groups and stuff, they appreciate that. And a lot of times they end up wanting to try something anyways.
Okay.
But it's definitely, however you want to run your business, how you want to try to help people and stuff, but they can definitely just try Shakeology or just do a program or whatever. They don't have to do the whole pack.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So don't worry about that. Because a lot of times you'll have people who are like, I don't know, I don't really want to do that. And you can also always tell them too, most of the time you'll have a harder time with people wanting to try Shakeology because it's so expensive, but you want to just try to add value to it, for people who are needing that nutrition and stuff. It's, for me, I always talk about how, it's really only, it's like $4 a serving. So for us, we're basically like saving money on groceries because we eat that for one meal and we're not having to buy a bunch of stuff for lunch or whatever. I always tell them about the different benefits that I've seen, in your skin or in your energy and all that kind of stuff. And there's a whole folder on the Google Drive that's all about Shakeology. So there's like different graphics you can share with them. There is different benefits. There's video links that you can send them. So you just want to try to add value to it and, share about how awesome it is. And also that it's, what do they call it? There's a bottom of the bag guarantee. So they hate the flavor, or even if they drink the whole thing and they didn't see any change to their, to their diet or to how they feel, then they could send it back and get the full refund. So you can do that with them too. And a lot of times people are like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I will try it then. So.
Yeah, cool.
Have you ever had anybody send back you've never had anybody? Because I read online, if they get the challenge pack and they send it back, they have to send the whole thing back.
We do. If it's a challenge pack, they've got to send the whole thing back. And I think that's just most of the time they would hope that maybe they would get some other kind of, maybe it's about the workout or about Shakeology, but that they would, just buy the program by itself kind of thing, because it still would be cheaper for them, I guess. But I actually never had a single person send theirs back. I've had people stop it just because it's expensive, and they'll maybe do where they get every other month, or they'll quit it, and then months down the road they're like, oh my gosh, it's like a drug, I need it. And so then they'll sign up again. But I have not had anyone hate it and then send it back.
If somebody uses the form to delay their Shakeology order, because I had one girl do that, does it automatically delay for 1 month? Because now I don't know when it's going to ship again necessarily.
I would just ask her, because they can do like anything that they want. They could like delay it indefinitely. They could delay it just for a month and then it starts again the month after. They can delay it to where it goes every other month. There's like all these different options. So I would just ask that person. Yeah.
Because I asked her if she wanted to do the coaching for discount coaching. She said, well, I have a lot of the Shakeology left. I think I'm going to just delay it. So I want to know when to follow back up with her.
Yeah, I would just ask her, like, when I have questions like that and it's like, oh, it's kind of awkward because I feel like we kind of just talked about this, I'll just say, like, I'll usually wait till like a Friday and I'm like, hey girl, like I'm kind of just making my rounds and checking in on everybody. I just wanted to ask you, because I can't remember, how long did you delay your Shakeology for? I just wanted to make sure, I knew, or something like that. I'm just checking on all my orders, or, you can always use your back office as like a way to check in with them. So it doesn't like sound awkward and you're not trying to like hound them. You're just kind of making your rounds or whatever. So that's kind of what I always say.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Anything else? I'm sure you'll have tons of questions, especially you, Megan, since you're just starting.
I know, I'm sorry.
No, it's
good.
It's so good to ask questions. Like, I'd rather you help me with a million questions than sit there and not know what to do and then be like frustrated. So
yeah, please I gotta get busy tonight. So thank you for letting us.
Thanks, Ashley.
Bye, girls.
Bye.
Bye.